don't need a man. I'm a strong, independent woman.
This is how to change a hubcap. Part 1. Go!
Come on now. Come on, man.
Go.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
That is exactly how not to do it.
Actually, I don't even need a man to change oil in my car. I can actually do it by myself. It's so easy. This is unexpected.
Hey, baby.
What is it? No, let me...
That's a cooking oil.
I can live my life as a woman and not need a man. In my day-to-day life, I don't need a man to fix my car. I'll just go to the mechanic.
But did you ever stop to think about what the world would be like without men?
That's how it will look like.
Help me! Help me! Stop laughing! Get it down! Chill out! Oh my God! Help me!
Oh my God.
Help me! Help me! Get more water! Get more water!
The situation was serious, and all her friend was doing was laughing. So basically, this guy showed this lady how to practically hold that bag easier, but unfortunately, she didn't like to be corrected, despite him doing it from a good motive.
Oh no, now she want to argue with the man about this. Girl, you get a cart. What is you talking about? How you supposed to carry? Oh no, she not really about to start arguing with this man. Oh no, she's really out here starting war with this man. Yep, I feel so bad.
I am sure this guy had the best intentions here.
And a woman bring life. Y'all don't.
How do you get that life?
Go in the hospital and get a sperm donor. You don't need a man.
You still need a man.
You need a physical woman to bear a child for you.
And y'all need a physical sperm. Where does it come from?
That's for right now. Give it to
From a man. If a physical man didn't go to that hospital, it would not be there.
You guys don't carry kids for 9 months. We do.
I carried them my whole life. What the hell? Kids is here the whole life.
Y'all
can't have a baby without sperm.
Women like you always try to eliminate men, and that's where the issue is.
She really needed to get her facts checked before this podcast.
You just said you don't need a man.
You don't. We want you. There's a difference. Need and want is a different thing. I don't need a man.
Women. Men built society. To all my guys, what would you do if women didn't exist for one day?
Speaking of not being man enough, is the modern man not man enough to handle the modern woman? Or is the modern woman too much to handle?
I feel like the modern woman is too much to handle because this day and age, women, they're under the impression that they really don't need a man, so therefore they become that much more independent.
The game is broken!
To where that they're like, okay, well, if you can do it, I can do it. A lot of things that men were capable of, like women didn't have the rights to work for a long time. And then once we were able to work, okay, well, it's now it's the sense of, okay, if he can do it, I can do it.
We do not care.
I love men. Like, I think men are the coolest, but I don't need them to survive.
At first, her sentence was good, but she had to say that in the end. Watch how the guy replies in a professional way.
You do actually need men to survive. And here's why. Everything that you see around you was built and created and maintained by men.
Okay.
Everything. The infrastructure in this country, in every single country in the world, is built, created, and maintained by good, honest, hardworking men that just want to provide for their family.
Okay.
What I respect about this lady is that she accepted being wrong instead of getting mad.
Everything, the roads you drive on, the buildings you live in.
This is why women are single. They don't want to please a man. They want to please themselves. And when you please yourself, you end up what? Lonely. You be in the bed at night. Man, I sure wish I had somebody in here to cuddle up. But yeah, that last man said, hey, look, I don't want you to do this. And you said, look, I'm my own woman. I can do what I want to do. Hey, I want to see these comments.
She knows he's right.
So there's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question. Do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless. Broadly speaking, I feel like men have proven largely useless, like I think in the political moment.
I mean, and by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men, because I think I would die without gay men.
Excuse me, the ABC network, which is hosting this show, would have canceled the show if it were a panel of men saying that women are useless.
This guy took the time to let them speak their argument, but they couldn't have seen what he was cooking.
I see the producer right there. I wonder what you think about this one.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
Y'all would have called them misogynists, and the media would have destroyed the lives of those men. That's something to reflect on. And aside from that, everything you just said were emotional responses, but that's to be expected from a low IQ panel.
I love how he taught them a lesson while being 100% respectful.
A lot of women now, it's easier to go with the trend of like, I don't need no man. I'm fine being independent. I'll be the first to say like, no, I would like someone to make sure that my windshield wipers are good. I would like for someone to be able to change my oil. I would like for someone to be able to provide. I get it. I'm sure they would like a more feminine woman, and I have to learn how to let go of that masculinity a little bit because I don't know how to let go of control, and I think that's a problem with a lot of women.
She's right. A lot just say that to follow trends, not knowing the consequences.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, sorry.
I'm a strong, independent woman that can make my own decisions.
Decisions, huh? Where do you want to go for dinner?
I don't know.
That's what I thought.
Social media has kind of come in and given women attention and validation that otherwise would have been fulfilled by men in person. So since women get it now in an abundance, most women don't respect most men. And on top of that, most women don't like most men. So since most women don't like most men, they don't need most men. And if they don't need most men, what do? They want most men. Excuse me. They only want a small percentage of men since they don't need men anymore.
There is no issue if they express themselves. But like anything, if it gets out of control, we get this.
So what's happened is a skewing effect where a majority of the women want a minority of the men, and social media has made it where they think there's a bunch of guys out there that meet these prerequisites, but the reality is this is like the top 1 or 2% of men, but girls feel that they're entitled to this guy because they get so much attention on social media and dating apps. It used to be a girl had to step outside, be social, carry herself in a feminine, docile, attractive way to get a man. Nowadays, she could be at home, put pictures of herself, and since men are visual creatures, she'll get likes, comments, DMs, I'll fly you out, etc. And that has a huge impression.
And that boosts the ego. And if the ego isn't controlled, a person might think they are perfect.
No matter how independent a woman is, when she is in the presence of a real man, she can relax and she will not be independent. She will not treat that man like she do not need him because he won't allow her to. So for the men out there saying, oh, if you want to be independent, then why you need me? You act like you don't need me. No, I don't act like I don't need you. You just haven't created a force to be needed. You have not put yourself in such a position to where I feel like it's safe for me to even depend on you.
Men are tired of doing that.
Real men really just know how to stand in the gap. They know you're so independent to the point where you will figure it out by yourself, but they make sure you don't have to. That's how they become valuable. They be like, oh, I took care of this for you. Oh, I know this was stressing you out, so here's what I did. They don't even be asking no questions. All they be doing is taking notes and papers.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Well, you never come to me and ask me for nothing. I shouldn't have to. If you know that I'm an independent woman, why do you think that I gotta ask you for every little bitty thing? But real men know that, look, I'm gonna stand in the gap for her. She could be able to relax in her feminine energy. She can just come into the room and know that everything is taken care of. She can make one less decision when I'm right here in the room.
What's that?
Those are the men that are needed. Because we don't just need men occupying space. We need men being men.
Any woman that doesn't appreciate a man or feel like they don't need a man, any woman that's ever uttered those words is not fit to be a wife. And if you feel like you don't need a man, when you get your man, you're going to treat your man like you don't need him without even knowing it.
That's true. A loving wife will show loving acts without being asked and without even realizing it.
Inadvertently or overtly, you're going to do that. And you're not fit to be a wife. So we can start there. That type of woman is not fit. Because again, we need each other. A woman who doesn't understand what her role is is not fit to be a wife. Your role is not to challenge your husband. Your role is not to compete with your husband.
Her role is to realize that it takes two to make it work.
Your role is not to be an agitator or a nuisance to your husband because he's doing things you don't like. You're not fit to be a wife.
Do we need men? 85% of the military, 98% construction, 92% firefighters, 90% pilots, 82% farmers, 99% carpenters, 100% fathers, and so on and so on. Yep, sure do need men.
I cannot stress this enough. Men are not worth settling for in any circumstance, any way, shape, or form. It's not worth it. Like, we're so indoctrinated to believe that, like, we have to get married, we have to, like, aspire to, like, having a relationship, having a man in our lives.
That is the one thing we were born to do, and that's making a family.
Like, the goal shouldn't be to get married, the goal should be to be happy. So if a man in your life is not making your life better, easier, happier, more enjoyable, like, there's no reason he should be in your life. At least when men settle for a partner, they get like a personal assistant, a house manager, a nanny, a chef, a therapist. What do women get when we settle for a man that treats us like less than the way that we want to be treated? We get emotionally, physically, mentally drained. It is not worth it. Once you get to the like mindset that like men are not worth settling for, that is when you get the good men, because they're the only ones that you'll accept.
But they won't accept someone who thinks like that.
See, every woman needs a man and every man needs a woman. There's no thing that's only woman needs men. No, men need also women to build a family. Why? What is the reason of a man being a giver?
Of course, yeah.
I am a man living by myself. Where's life? Nothing, right? So we as men, we love to give. The more we give and our partner, our kids have, the more we are satisfied. This is our satisfaction.
And the more we are appreciated, the happier we are.
Like, for example, when I give my wife on her birthday a gift and I make her happy, for me, this is happiness.
It's not that you take it.
I don't care what
give.
I don't care what she gives me. I don't need, for example, just an appreciation from her on my birthday, a message or a letter on a card saying, thank you for everything. In what you are doing. We totally understand the struggle and we love you for who you are.
It only takes a few things to cheer up a man.
For me, this is a gift that no one can give. This is the gift that a man wants, appreciation.
Yes.
God bless this guy for being this wise. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.